Sure, here's a speech in a natural, paragraph-style format focused entirely on your YouTube video, 15-seater Shahi Sawari Rickshaw review, with no intro, outro, or conclusion and just pure content. It's built to be spoken fluidly and informally, ideal for a YouTube voiceover. This 15-seater Shahi Sawari Rickshaw is not your ordinary mode of transport. From the moment you lay eyes on it, you can tell this ride is built to turn heads. It combines a traditional look with a twist of modern practicality. The body is solid and wider than your average rickshaw, making space for 15 passengers while maintaining a compact enough size to still glide through city traffic. That's the first thing that strikes you with the size-to-space ratio. From a distance, it looks like a supersized tuk-tuk, but once you get up close and hop inside, it feels more like a minibus with that desi flair. Stepping into the Shahi Sawari, the seating arrangement immediately grabs your attention. The setup is U-shaped, with benches lining the sides and back, maximizing the space while allowing passengers to face each other. This design not only increases seating capacity but also creates a more communal and interactive vibe. You'll notice how easy it is to get in and out thanks to the wider doors and lower floor height. This is especially convenient for elderly passengers or women with children. The upholstery is basic but functional as sturdy synthetic leather that's easy to wipe down and built to withstand daily wear and tear. Now let's talk about the engine and performance. The Shahi Sawari runs on a 200cc to 250cc engine, depending on the variant. It's not the fastest thing on the road, but speed isn't its goal. It's all about endurance and torque. The engine is tuned for load bearing, which means it doesn't get bogged down even when fully packed. The throttle response is decent, and there's a slight vibration when idling, but once it picks up momentum, the ride smooths out. It's a single-cylinder, air-cooled engine, which keeps maintenance simple and budget-friendly. You don't need to be a mechanic to handle its upkeep, and most local workshops can service it with ease. Fuel economy is a major selling point. Given its size and capacity, it delivers surprisingly good mileage, roughly 25-30 kilometers per liter on petrol, and even better on CNG if you go for the dual-fuel option. This makes it an economical choice for public transport operators or anyone looking to run a shared taxi service. With rising fuel prices, this aspect really adds to its practicality. Plus, the fuel tank is positioned thoughtfully tucked under the chassis in a way that doesn't interfere with passenger space or safety. In terms of suspension and ride comfort, the Shahi Sawari does a commendable job. It uses heavy-duty shock absorbers and leaf springs at the back to handle the load. When fully occupied, the vehicle rides more stable, and the bumps are much less noticeable. On rough patches or speed breakers, you do feel some jolt if it's empty, but that's expected. The tires are thick and durable, with decent grip, ideal for urban roads and even semi-rural areas. They've gone with steel rims, which makes tire changes more affordable and frequent repairs less of a hassle. Let's not ignore the styling, which definitely plays a role in its popularity. The Shahi Sawari has a vintage meets royal aesthetic. The name itself Shahi means royal, and they've lived up to it. Chrome accents, decorative trims, and sometimes even LED lights or personalized art enhance its charm. Owners often add their own customizations to colorful paint jobs, religious stickers, slogans, and even music systems to entertain passengers. This personalization not only reflects cultural identity but also gives each ride a unique personality. The dashboard and driver cabin are simple but functional. You've got the basic dials, speedometer, fuel gauge, and indicator lights. The gear system is manual, usually a 4-speed transmission with reverse. The gear shift is mounted on the handlebar. Like traditional rickshaws, the steering isn't power-assisted, but it's light enough for city driving. There's also a handbrake and foot brake combination, and most models now come with drum brakes on all wheels, providing reliable stopping power even when fully loaded. Another big plus is the affordability of this vehicle. Compared to vans or minivans, the Shahi Sawari costs significantly less both upfront and in terms of maintenance. That's why it's gaining traction in smaller cities and towns where affordability and practicality outweigh luxury or speed. You'll find these in school runs, factory transports, and even in tourist areas where people want a local experience. Some operators use it for weddings and events due to its decorative and festive look, adding a unique flair to celebrations. There's a growing trend of using these rickshaws in rural development programs and last-mile connectivity projects. The reason? They're accessible, cost-efficient, and suitable for rough terrains. Since it doesn't require a high-end license, it opens up opportunities for local employment too. People with minimal driving experience can handle it with ease after just a few practice runs. Also, because it's a recognizable and community-friendly vehicle, passengers often prefer it over unknown ride-hailing options. One of the underrated aspects is its modularity. The rear cabin can be adapted, as some models allow you to remove the benches and use the space for goods instead. That makes it dual-purpose for people during the day, cargo by evening. It's this kind of versatility that makes the Shahi Sawari stand out in the commercial transport scene. Even when you look at maintenance, the parts are mostly localized and easily available in the market. You don't have to wait weeks for a replacement or import expensive components. Sound insulation isn't great, but that's part of the real experience. You hear the hum of the engine, the traffic around you, and the occasional honk, but for a lot of passengers, that's part of the charm. This is not a vehicle that tries to imitate silence or sophistication. Instead, it gives you an unfiltered experience like being in the middle of a live city orchestra. For vloggers or travel influencers, this run actually makes great content because it's authentic, colorful, and full of character. The Shahi Sawari is also evolving. Newer models now feature solar-powered lighting, GPS tracking, and improved ventilation. These upgrades are driven by real-world feedback from drivers and passengers. Some companies are even exploring electric versions, which could revolutionize the way we think about affordable group transportation. The electric versions would bring down running costs even further while reducing environmental impact, a win-win if executed correctly. Safety-wise, it's got the basics: handrails for passengers, metal side panels, and a reinforced canopy. While it doesn't offer airbags or crumple zones, it's more robust than a two-wheeler and offers a higher level of passive safety. In crowded cities, where the average speed is low, the Shahi Sawari is a relatively safe mode of transport, especially when driven responsibly. Some drivers also add side mirrors, additional reflectors, and first aid kits as a precaution, and that's definitely a good trend. You can't ignore how this rickshaw is reshaping micromobility. It's bridging the gaps between small vehicles and full-blown buses. It brings affordability, decent comfort, and strong local flavor in one neat package. It's culturally resonant and economically sound, which makes it popular not only among drivers but also within communities. The aesthetics also allow it to act as a cultural symbol, colorful, bold, and rooted in tradition. When you ride one of these, you're not just going from point A to B. You're part of a moving story filled with sights, sounds, and people. Whether it's the guy blasting folk songs from his stereo or the group of school kids laughing in the back, every trip on the Shahi Sawari feels like a scene from a local movie. It creates memories, not just commutes. Let me know if you'd like this speech refined for a specific tone, funny, informative, hype style, etc., translated to another language, or broken down into sections for easier voiceover.